Good evening and welcome to Sunset News this Monday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Diana Master. In the news tonight, employees of furniture retailer Fernmart staged a nationwide strike this morning, demanding an 8% salary increase as well as housing and transport allowances. Workers across the country downed tools, saying their current salaries are no longer sufficient to meet their daily needs amid rising living costs. Speaking to Network Media Hub in Ondangwa, employee Gisela Theophilus said she joined the company in 2021 but feels workers are not receiving adequate remuneration. She said many employees are forced to buy necessities on credit because their salaries do not stretch far enough. Meanwhile, the Metal and Allied Namibian Workers Union, MANWU, says soaring living costs have made Fernmart's 5% salary increase offer unacceptable. Speaking from the strike in Rundu, MANWU Northern Regional Coordinator Musowa Matengu said workers continue to struggle with rising food prices, transport costs and expensive housing. Matengu said the union is demanding an 8% salary increase and a $500 Namibian housing allowance, arguing that the allowance would help employees secure decent accommodation closer to their workplaces and improve their overall living conditions. Let's take a look.
My name is Richard Matengu. I'm the regional coordinator in the Far Northern region for Metal Allied Namibian Workers Union. Today we commenced with our strike 8 o'clock sharp as it was agreed on the regulations, whereby we gathered and we started to manifest towards our demands. We are simply demanding Fernmart to give us 8% and housing allowance of $500. And Fernmart is failing to do that. They are saying they can able only to give us 5%, of which 5% is very little. Things are being changing. Bread price is so high. Taxi regarding fuel, we have been seeing it nationwide that the fuel has hammered people. In the return, taxes has increased. So our houses, we are coming late to work because we are staying very far because we cannot afford to buy houses here near to our workplace. So therefore, at least if we get this 500%, $500 increment, we can able to have houses, decent houses next to our workplace, at least to improve our life conditions. Thank you very much.
¡Viva Suecas, viva!
¡Viva! 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 ¡Viva!
A rescue operation is currently underway at the Fish River Canyon following heavy rainfall and the controlled opening of the Nauta Dam sluice gates, which led to the temporary closure of the hiking trail on Sunday. Authorities say teams are working to locate and assist hikers believed to be trapped inside the canyon after rising water levels made sections of the route inaccessible. Environment Ministry spokesperson Vilo Hangula said officials are still gathering information on the ground and have not yet received confirmed reports from families of all hikers involved. He said the priority is to determine the number of people affected before a full rescue plan can be finalized, with further updates expected later today. Karas Regional Police have confirmed that a helicopter has been dispatched from Windhoek, while rescue teams, fuel supplies and backup units have been deployed to Hobas and Ice. And authorities have also warned against the use of drones in the area, saying it could interfere with the ongoing air rescue operation. The number of hikers safely evacuated has not yet been confirmed. In our next story, tensions flared on Windhoek's Western Bypass on Saturday after Works and Transport Minister Veiko Nekundi failed to appear for a planned petition handover, prompting protesters to threaten further action, including a possible highway shutdown. The demonstration was organized by activists and motorists opposing recently installed speed humps on the B1 highway, which they described as dangerous and inappropriate for a freeway. Protest organizer Michael Amushelelo said the group had prepared a petition with 16,000 signatures that was meant to be handed directly to the minister, but said Nekundi did not attend the handover as expected. Organizers say the minister's absence meant the petition could not be delivered and have accused authorities of ignoring public concerns. Another protester, Batho Haramsa, said demonstrators were voicing frustration over road safety decisions and a lack of accountability, while warning that further action, including possible shutdowns, could follow if their concerns are not addressed.
Yes, good morning, my fellow Namibians. Today we are here at the Western Bypass, the B1 Road. We're here to demonstrate against the illegal installation of speed humps. In terms of all laws, speed humps are not supposed to be on any freeway or any highway. So today we're here. We started at 9 o'clock. The protest is going to end at 1300 hours. So we're expecting the Minister Veiko Nekundi to be here to receive our petition before that time. Should the Minister try to be funny by sending other representatives or things of that sort, then we the motorists will be forced to shut down the roads in order to force the Minister to come and receive our petition. We have notified him on Monday. And as a result of that notification on Monday, that's how we found out that he's not even paying his water and electricity at his office. So he is very much aware that today we have requested for his presence to come and receive our petition. So please, he must not try and be stubborn, he must not try and be hard-headed, he must not try and do the funny things like he has done with speed humps. All we're requesting for is he must come and listen to our grievances and then take those grievances seriously. Whether he goes and throw the petition away, that's his business. But he must come and receive our petition. That's all we're asking of him. Failure for him to do that, these roads, they must go get the army. The police won't be able to assist in this situation. So the army must be on standby to come and control the situation. Because we are serious, we're not joking around. So they think this is a joke. These are people's lives that are being endangered. This morning there was another accident. That accident could have been fatal. What was the cause of the accident? This stupid hump.
Getting into our next story, Bank of Namibia Governor Emson Wanguta has urged commercial banks to clearly inform home buyers that they can repay their mortgages in as little as 5 years, provided they can afford higher monthly installments. He said many Namibians assume home loans must be structured over 20 years, even though shorter repayment options are available. Wanguta said there is no law or regulation preventing banks from offering shorter mortgage terms and added that the central bank has engaged stakeholders, including the Prime Minister and the Bankers Association of Namibia, on the issue. He explained that repayment periods are based on affordability, noting that shorter terms significantly increase monthly installments while reducing overall loan costs. The Bankers Association of Namibia confirmed that while shorter repayment periods can save money in the long term, they may be unaffordable for some borrowers due to higher monthly repayments. And that brings us to the end of our top stories. Stick around after the break. We bring you our Community Talk segment.
Namibia is a land of movement, with waves that never stop reaching forward. Here, adventure is not something we search for. It is something we are born into. In every corner of this country, creativity rises, from artists, from athletes, from dreamers. And when the world comes to explore Namibia, they discover something extraordinary. Because when sport moves people, creativity moves ideas, and tourism moves the world toward us. Something powerful happens. A platform where movement meets imagination, where industries connect, where opportunity grows, where Namibia's next chapter begins. Welcome to the Creative Sport Tourism Expo. Exhibit, partner, experience. Creative Sport Tourism.
And now getting into our Community Talk segment, a Pride Month mural unveiled in Eros Windhoek over the weekend is being described as more than just public art, but a symbol of inclusion and visibility for LGBTQI+ Namibians. Sister Namibia Head of Programs Ndapwa Alwendo said the mural represents an important step toward ensuring that LGBTQI+ individuals are seen and recognized in public spaces, not only in private or online environments. She said visibility plays a key role in challenging stigma and promoting acceptance while reinforcing a sense of belonging within Namibian society. Let's take a look.
My name is Dakwal Wendo. I'm the head of programs at Sister Namibia, and today we are here to unveil our Pride Month mural, Hold High the Banners of Liberty. It's a design by Nikki Marais, executed by Omni Art, and it's a collaboration between Sister Namibia, Equal Namibia, the Namibia Pride Consortium, ENK Public Art Group, and our donor partners. The real goal here is about visibility and about taking up space. We think it's really important for LGBTQI+ Namibians to not only have support in private spaces or on social media behind closed doors, but also to see themselves represented in public spaces in this country. Africa-wide and in Namibia, it's very rare to find a mural that gives public support to the queer community, and we thought that was a really important way to celebrate Pride and to make this about celebration and inclusion and visibility.
In our next story, founder and CEO of International Training College Lingua, Ingrid Mittler, has reflected on the institution's journey from humble beginnings, saying it started with just 32 Namibian dollars in capital. Speaking on Friday as the college marked 25 years, Mittler said limited resources did not stop the vision from growing into one of Namibia's leading private higher education institutions. Today, the institution serves more than 10,000 students and continues to expand its footprint in the education sector.
At the time, I was conducting a research aimed at developing a language tourism curriculum, something that did not exist at the time in Namibia. Like many aspiring entrepreneurs, I had very limited resources. In fact, I had only $33. I spent $32 on a small advertisement in the newspaper advertising language training and computer skills with my one laptop. Training was officially offered from my one-bedroom apartment using a single computer. To my surprise, demand started growing. More people wanted training, and before long, I transformed my mother's house into a language center. What started with a small advertisement, one computer, and a determination to create opportunities would eventually grow into something far bigger than I could have imagined. When International Training College officially opened its doors in Windhoek, my vision from the very beginning was to build a homegrown Namibian institution that would provide accessible, affordable, and high-quality education to people from all walks of life. I did not want Lingua to be an institution that merely issued qualifications. I wanted it to become an institution that bridged the gap between theory and practice, producing graduates who were equipped to contribute meaningfully to Namibia's social and economic development. Our first programs focused on language training, tourism, and information technology. These areas were carefully selected because they address critical skills shortages and development needs within a young and growing Namibia. Recognizing the need for formal qualification, I applied to offer a tourism qualification through City and Guilds International to complement the language programs. That program became the foundation upon which the college continued to grow. It was followed by a certificate in software development. Then more programs.
Stick around, the latest in economic news coming up after the break.
From the heart of the continent to its farthest horizons, Africa awakens with stories that shape our world. This is Africa Good Morning, your window into the pulse of a dynamic continent. I'm Ashwin Berry, here to deliver the latest news, sharp insights, and the vibrant spirit of Africa. Every weekday, we dive into the headlines, uncover untold stories, and spotlight the people driving change. Plus, stay ahead with daily weather forecasts and economic updates to navigate your week with confidence. With direct coverage from our correspondents on the ground, we bring you in-depth access to Africa's beating heart. Mondays, Mike Situla reports from Zambia.
Africa, good morning.
Tuesdays, Talent Gore covers Zimbabwe.
Africa.
Wednesdays, Rorisang Mohojwe brings Botswana's news. Dumela, Rorisang.
Thank you very much, Ashwin, for having me right here on Africa. Good morning. It is always a pleasure to be here with you all.
Thursdays, Ari Hogarth tackles South Africa.
Yes, a very good morning, Ashwin and Ina. Yes, a good atmosphere.
And Fridays, we focus on Namibia's bold narratives. From thriving cities to rugged plains, our team is there, capturing the rhythm of a continent on the rise. Africa Good Morning is your essential start. News, weather, economics, and more.
Headlining our international news tonight, Namibia Revenue Agency NAMRA Commissioner Sam Shivute has suggested that young Namibians could in future be required to undergo National Youth Service training before accessing free higher education. Speaking at the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between NAMRA and the National Youth Service in Windhoek on Monday, Shivute said the proposal is aimed at building patriotism, discipline, and a stronger sense of national responsibility among young people.
With our political principles calls that when we recruit, we must also look at national youth services, because unemployment is a serious problem in our country. We will also be looking at that, but of course we are saying that people must also be able to meet our requirements. That's why I think going forward, what we may need to encourage and motivate in the future, because now higher education is free, and we may just encourage and advocate that before people get that free ticket to do higher education, they must first go through the training at National Youth Services, so that people are patriotic, people are positive, people, they know that even when our country is faced with challenges or external threats, everyone should be able to stand up and defend this beautiful country, because it's only us who can defend this country. So once again, I really want to thank you in your entire.
Continuing with our economic news segment, Namibia has opened a high-level joint mission this week to finalize its sectoral transformation investment plan, a blueprint that could unlock up to $250 million in concessional climate finance under the Climate Investment Fund's Industry Decarbonization Program. The 5-day mission in Windhoek brings together the World Bank Group, the African Development Bank, the IFC, government ministries, state-owned enterprises, and the private sector. National Planning Commission Director General Dr. Kaire Mbwende said Namibia aims not just to export raw materials, but to industrialize its economy. The plan focuses on enabling infrastructure such as ports, logistics and transmission, alongside job creation, community inclusion and local enterprise participation, with Irongo and Karas identified as priority development zones. And now let's take a look at the economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at 21.80 to the British pound, 18.90 against the euro, 16.48 to the US dollar, and 2 Namibian dollars and 43 cents buys you 1 Chinese yuan. All commodities are up, save for Brent crude oil, which took a dip of 3.95%, now trading at $78 and 94 cents per barrel. Headlining our international news segment tonight, Guinea has imposed a ban on the export of unrefined gold in a move aimed at boosting local processing and increasing value addition within the country. Chinedu Okafor reports that President General Mamadi Doumbouya announced the measure following a meeting with industrial and artisanal gold producers and traders operating in the country. He said Guinea possesses the second largest gold reserves in West Africa, yet large quantities continue to leave the country in raw form for processing, certification and sale abroad. Under the new policy, all gold must now be refined into ingots at a facility in the capital before it can be exported to international markets. Doumbouya warned that operators who fail to comply with the directive will face license suspensions and possible termination of mining contracts. Guinea's gold sector includes 2 semi-industrial mining companies, hundreds of artisanal miners, and firms such as Société Aurifère de Guinée, a subsidiary of Anglo Gold Ashanti. Data from the Ministry of Mines and Geology shows that 22,142 kilograms of gold were exported during the first quarter of the year. The move mirrors similar resource nationalist policies seen in other African countries, including Zimbabwe's suspension of lithium, concentrate exports, which authorities linked to leakages, compliance concerns, and efforts to strengthen in-country beneficiation. In the next story, the Democratic Republic of Congo is intensifying efforts to recover millions of colonial-era geological maps and records currently held in Belgium as it moves to strengthen control over information linked to its vast mineral wealth. Olamile Khan Okebiorun reports that Mines Minister Louis Watum Kabamba recently met Belgian and European Union officials to discuss the digitization and transfer of archives stored at the Royal Museum for Central Africa near Brussels. The collection includes maps, field reports, aerial photographs, rock samples, and documents compiled during Belgian colonial rule between 1885 and 1960. Congolese authorities say the records are critical for identifying deposits of copper, cobalt, and other strategic minerals and could significantly accelerate new exploration efforts. Officials have agreed to develop a joint roadmap for digitization and eventual restitution, alongside the establishment of a task force to oversee implementation of the process. The initiative forms part of Kinshasa's broader push to assert greater geoscientific sovereignty while tightening oversight of its mineral sector, including cobalt export restrictions introduced after a suspension in 2025. And now let's take a look at the weather predictions before we get into our sports news with Ari Hogad. Windhoek can expect clear, sunny skies on maximum temperatures of 22 degrees Celsius and minimum temperatures of 5 degrees Celsius. Looking over in Rundu, partly cloudy conditions are to be observed. Minimum temperatures will be at 14 degrees Celsius and maximum temperatures will be at 29 degrees Celsius. Looking over at the coast in Walvis Bay, it will be coldest at 11 degrees Celsius and hottest at 19 degrees Celsius. In Ariamsvlei, clear sunny conditions are to be expected. Minimum temperatures will be at 11 degrees Celsius and maximum temperatures will be at 21 degrees Celsius. And now, here's Ari Hogad with the sports news.
Good day, everyone. Time for international sports news, and starting off with cricket news first. The T20 World Cup for women taking place in England at the moment, and a big result for South Africa, the Protea women's team. They beat India by 6 wickets. It was a close game. The winning run scored in the last over, and it was India that scored 158 for 7 in their allotted 20 overs. Then South Africa batting second, 161 for 4. That was after 19.1 overs. A great result for South Africa, important result in a very tough pool. And it was Maruzan Cup that was the hero for South Africa. She scored 81 runs from just 45 deliveries. And in India's innings also took 2 wickets for 27 runs in 4 overs. Another game that was played over the weekend, Australia beat Netherlands by 98 runs, and also West Indies, they beat Sri Lanka by 5 wickets. Another World Cup taking place is the Men's World Cup Soccer Tournament, FIFA World Cup, that's taking place in America, also in Mexico and Canada. And it was a big result for some of Africa's countries, and it was Morocco that beat Scotland by 1-0. And also a big result for Egypt. They got the better of New Zealand, and that score was 3-1, with Mo Salah, that plays for Liverpool, that also scored in that game. Other results, Brazil, too strong for Haiti. They won that game by 3-0. And then Germany, also too strong for the Ivory Coast, 2-1. And early in the weekend, also a great result for the Netherlands, beating Sweden by 5-1. On to rugby news. It was the final of the United Rugby Championship played in Ireland, and it was the local team Leinster that got the better of the South African team, the Bulls, and that final score was 36 points to 7, and it is Leinster that's back-to-back winners after also winning the previous season. And then also it was the Springbok rugby team that was in action, the men's team, their first game of the season, and they played against the Barbarians, and they won that game by 80 points to 31. To close off today's international sports news, it is golf news, US Open Golf, and the winner of the men's US Open Golf tournament for 2026 is Wyndham Clark, and he came in with the last round of +3, but it was good enough for a -4 total over the 4 rounds. He was one shot ahead of Sam Burns on -3 for the 4 rounds, and it is Wyndham Clark that also won the tournament in 2023. In third position was Tom Kim. He was 1 under par. That is sports news for today. I hope you have a great sport day, and we'll talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.
And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. I am Diana Master, and this has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.